Pythagoras Theorem. You're probably wondering what it is, how do we work it out, what's it used for? I'm going to answer all those questions for you today. So what is going on, guys? It is Mr. Ryan's Tutoring, and today we are going to be doing Pythagoras Theorem. Now before you watch this video on Pythagoras, I suggest you check out my area of a triangle video and square numbers video, as these skills are really going to help you understand what's going on in the Pythagoras Theorem. So firstly, you're probably wondering what on earth Pythagoras is, and Pythagoras is quite simple. The best way to describe it is when you find a missing side on a right angled triangle, and now I'm going to show you how we do that. So firstly, there are two different things that we have to consider. We need to consider whether we're finding a long side, which is the diagonal side on a triangle, or a short side, which is either going upwards or across on a triangle. So bearing that in mind, because there's actually two different formulas that we have to know and understand in order to get the two different sides. So firstly, I'm going to focus on the long side of the triangle, and the formula for finding the long side of a triangle is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. Now that probably means nothing to you at the moment, but I'm going to now put this formula into practice. So on the screen in front of you, Mr. Ryan Jr. is going to draw you a right angled triangle, and he's going to label the following sides. So the side that's going across at the bottom is going to be side A, and the line going upwards is side B. And then the final side is going to be the diagonal side, and that is going to be labelled C. So on this triangle, I'm going to label the following sides. Side A is going to be 4 centimetres, and side B is going to be 6 centimetres, and then we are going to leave C blank, as this is the length we are trying to find, and we are going to use Pythagoras' theorem to work this out. Now on the Pythagoras formula, I'm just going to focus on the a squared part first of all. So the side A is 4 centimetres, and when it says a squared, it just means we find the square of that number. So for this one, we just need to do 4 times 4, and if you get that, it will be 16. For the next bit, I'm going to focus on the b square side of the triangle. Now you've probably guessed it already, but all we really need to do is the same as what we did with the a side. So we just do 6 times 6 because we're finding the square of 6, and if you do 6 times 6, you will get 36. So what we need to do now is we need to focus on adding the a squared and the b squared together. So we need to add the 16 and 36 together, and if you do that, you will get 52. Now looking at the formula, you're probably sitting there thinking, oh, is that it? Is that all we have to do? No, not quite, because we still need to actually square root our answer. So we're actually going to square root 52. 52 is not a square number, however, and when you do your exams at school, you'll be able to use a calculator, so I'm going to do that and tell you the answer. Now the answer to this is actually quite a long decimal number, so I've rounded the answer to 1 decimal place. So when you round the answer to 1 decimal place, you'll get 7.21 centimetres, and that will be your final answer. So now it's time for a little quiz to find the longest side on a right angled triangle. So on the screen here, Mr. Ryan Jr. is actually going to put a right angled triangle on the screen, and it's going to have the following sides. It's going to have side A as 7 centimetres and side B as 4 centimetres. All I want you to do is to work out the answer to what side C is. Now using the help of the formula and the example, you should have got 8.06 rounded to 1 decimal place. If you did round it to 1 decimal place, you still would have got the correct answer anyway, but I've just rounded it to 1 decimal place to make it a little bit easier for Mr. Ryan to remember, because he's going to lose his memory otherwise. So we found out how to find the longer side on a right angled triangle, but we haven't gone over one of the shorter sides. So this is either side A or side B, and there are actually 2 formulas for this, and I'm going to explain how each of them works. So the formulas are actually quite simple for this. We either need to look at a squared, take away c squared if side B is missing, and that gets us b squared, or we do c squared, take away b squared if we're going to find a squared. So it's probably going to make a little bit more sense of an example. So I'm going to put a right angled triangle on the screen, going to label it A, B and C. So side C is going to be 8 centimetres, side B is going to be 2 centimeters, and we are working out what side A is. So first of all, I'm going to focus on side C, which is 8 centimeters, and since this says C squared, we simply just square the number like we did previously, so it's 8 times 8, which equals 64. So next, I'm going to look at the B squared part of the formula, and this is 2, so we just need to simply do 2 times 2, or 2 squared, and that gets us 4. Now for this next bit, we simply just need to take the 2 numbers away, as we're doing C squared, take away B squared. So we're going to do 64, take away 4, which is 60. So just like the formula for the long side, we also have to square root this number. Again, 60 is not a square number, so you'll be able to use a calculator in an exam. So we need to just do the square root of 60 on our calculator, which will give us the answer. So I've actually just rounded my answer to 7.74 centimeters, and then that is your final answer. So since the method is exactly the same for finding the B side, I'm not going to bother with another example, as I think you guys are ready to tackle a question from Mr. Ryan Jr. So Mr. Ryan Jr. is going to put a triangle on the screen, and they have the following lengths. Side A is 10 centimeters, and side C is 12 centimeters, and we are looking for side B. So the formulas are actually quite simple for this. We either need to look at A squared, take away C squared if side B is missing, and that gets us B squared, or we do C squared, take away B squared if we're going to find A squared. And if you were able to successfully round your answer, you would have got the answer of 6.63 centimeters. Remember, you don't actually have to worry too much about rounding it, but it's easier to if you want to write a simpler looking answer. So if you were able to complete the questions for both the longer side and the shorter side, congratulations, you're doing really well. However, you now need to complete the grand finale quiz. And in today's grand finale quiz, Mr. Ryan Jr. is going to put 2 right-angled triangles on the screen. One to work out the longer side and one to work out the shorter side. And it's your job to figure out the answers. So without further ado, good luck! Anyway guys, if you were able to answer those questions correctly, congratulations, you are Pythagoras Theorem masters. But anyway, despite all that and all the fun we've had, the video's got to come to an end unfortunately. But don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.